Piano Fingers is a book that started from scratch, or at least 3 scratches, because when our daughter was around 5 and she began to try different things, soccer, gymnastics, these things, music began to come over the horizon in her life, and she tried the violin and the flute, but those things really didn't excite her. When she had a piano lesson, that's when the light went on over her head, and so we needed a piano. So we went to a warehouse where there were second-hand pianos, all in rows. There was upright pianos and grand pianos and pianos with candelabras, which is what I wanted, but she chose this boring brown box of a piano, and that was the one. And the man, he pulled out the little velvet stool and he sat down and he played for us, and it actually sounded really quite beautiful. And Jen sat on the stool and she played a little bit, and this was the one. But he said, there's something wrong with it, because there is scratches on the floorboard of the piano. It was like a cat had jumped up and scratched at the varnish and then jumped up to the top of the piano. And we didn't care, it was fine. You know, it sounded nice, it was cheap, and we took it home. And that was the beginning of 11 years of the piano in our lives. And I would be going along to the recitals and the concerts and the rehearsals and the practice and the exams and on and on. And she would get her certificates saying that she had achieved the next level. But I never saw a certificate that, you know, for waiting in waiting rooms. That never happened. And I was quite bored, actually, at times, because there was a lot of waiting to be done. And my mind wandered. And whenever she played, it was as if, for a start, there was the smell of mice, because the piano at one point had mice in it. And so there was almost like a little bit of a mousy smell that would come out of the piano when she played. And the other thing that came out was a cat, because I couldn't stop imagining this cat that somehow was associated with this piano because of the scratches on the floorboard. So that's what I did. I drew pictures while I waited, lots of them, 11 years of pictures. And when finally our daughter went to university and the days of the piano were over, I still couldn't get this cat out of my head. So I began to write a story, and that's how Piano Fingers came about. And for me, it really is about the beginnings, about the enthusiasm that you have at the beginning of anything. And I loved that time with our daughter. And so for me, I would say if a light comes on over your head, then follow that light. And if there is a scratch at the door of your imagination, then open the door, because there's an adventure waiting for you there.